get like a little thing going. I think it's Star, what is Star what? Yeah! Star what? Yeah! Alright, let's give it up for Starkid!
I think it's about time for a What Happened to Carson at DigiTour video. Ah! Okay, so yesterday was May 7th and I went to Urbana, Illinois to DigiTour. You would know that if you saw the other video that I put. But yes, it was insanely amazing, right? I'm gonna like start from the beginning and like kind of gradually tell the story because we ended up meeting the STARKIDS on like 3 different occasions. So yeah, I'll explain. The night before, my friend Emma came up because she's a huge Starkid fan too, and like we were like making cupcakes for the STARKIDS, and we were like all excited about it, like yeah, we're gonna make them cupcakes and they're gonna eat them, and yeah. But that kind of failed. One, because the cupcakes were like the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life, because we tried to like make them with the character faces on them, and that didn't really work out very well because, I mean, I'm decent at art, but not at cake decorating, so that didn't really happen too well. And then 2, like, they got smushed on the way down there pretty much, like, the lid of the Rubbermaid container, like, pressed down on the tops of the cupcakes, and so the icing came off the top so that, like, all of them were balding, basically. And, like, I felt bad giving those to, like, my idols, so we decided not to give that to them. But, yeah, here's a little clip from our cupcake making experiences right now. We're making cupcakes for the STARKIDS, basically, because we're going to DigiTour tomorrow. We've got some red vines. And some stars. Yeah, and star sprinkles, because they're, you know, like STARKIDS. Isn't that suiting? Alright, once we drove down to Urbana, we were in Urbana by the hotel where we were staying, and we realized that I like didn't have anything for them to sign. Like, Emma was having them sign the back of her iPod case, and I was like, oh crap, I don't have anything for them to sign. So we start like going to stores frantically looking for like a 2-liter of Squirt. So I was like, yeah, they can sign the 2-liter of Squirt, and that's gonna be great. So we were like going around to all these different stores looking for Squirt, and we finally look in Target, and they don't have 2 liters. They have Diet Squirt in a 2-liter, but they don't have normal Squirt. So we ended up getting a 12-pack thing of cans of Squirt, which really worked out better for the signing purposes. But this is my can that I got signed of Squirt. This is my can of Squirt that I got signed by all the STARKIDS. I don't know if you can see it. Here's Brian Holden, right here. This is Brian. This is Lauren Lopez. That is Mark someone. I'm not altogether positive who he actually is, but he was there. But his name is Mark, so he signed my can. AJ Holmes. Let's see. Dylan Saunders right here. He said hey, and then signed his name. Joey Richter. I don't know whose that is. It kind of looks like it says Joey, and I can't figure out if he signed it twice, but they look different. Let's see. Joe Walker just signed it JW. See that. And let's see. Oh, Jamie Lynn Beatty signed it on the bottom because she insisted on signing it on the bottom. And this is Meredith Steppians, and I will tell you what it says later on in this video. Yeah. Woo. So this is me walking through Target with all of my STARKID stuff on. This is like shameless, okay? I had on a blue headband, I had on my STARKID shirt with like a sweater over it, and then a skirt, and like my STARKID shoes that have STARKID quotes covering them. I was holding a huge thing, like a 12-pack of Squirt, and holding pink sunglasses. So I was getting some really strange looks walking through Target. So yeah, enjoy me embarrassing myself. Okay.
So many stairs.
So we get to the Canopy Club, which is where Starkid was. Like, that's where the DigiTour was. And, well, we get to, like, the place where it is. And my mom went to go park the car, and me and Emma went, like, across the crosswalk to the street, like, over the street to where the little strip of places where the Canopy Club was. And we get to the end of this crosswalk, and then we stop. Because there are these people rounding the corner, right? And we're like, oh, we'll wait for them to pass. But then, like, they start, like, walking by, and they're all kind of dancing around, and then we notice that they're singing Days of Summer, right? And then we look kind of closer, and we're like, that's Starkid. So we just kind of look at each other like, that's Starkid. Like, they were walking in front of us. So we just kind of look at each other and wait for them to, like, pass us. And I'm not sure if they saw us, actually. I don't know. They didn't really acknowledge our presence there, so they might not have seen us. But we ended up just, like, walking right behind them, just, like, silently flipping out because we couldn't coherently form words at that point. So we walk behind them for like 30 feet, and they turn into a door, and we keep walking towards Canopy Club, which was, like, another 10 feet down, right? And, like, oh, it was, like, I keep saying, like, I'm sorry. It was incredible. Oh my gosh, me and Emma just start screaming when we hit the Canopy Club, and then we meet up with some people that we had talked to through Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff, and we kind of freak out. So this is us after seeing Starkid on the street when we were flipping out to people. Say hi.
Whoa.
So you just saw Starkid in a restaurant?
Many. Hey, you both. Why couldn't I know where the...
We just saw Starkid on the street. Yeah.
Okay, we were walking across the street, right? And, like, they were turning the corner, and then we ended up walking right behind them for, like, 30 feet.
I'm like, that's Joey. That's
AJ, and that's Dylan, and that's Meredith stepping in, and that's
Did Dylan have a backpack?
what?
Or not Dylan, did AJ have a backpack?
I don't know.
The only face I saw was Joey, and then my brain just, like, stopped working. I'm like,
Because if AJ has a backpack,
Starkid.
he was the one that I saw.
Starkid.
It was amazing, pretty much. After this happens, we are informed that the door that the Starkids turned into, when we were, like, walking behind them, was actually a restaurant. So my mom, because she's cool like this, is like, hey, do you guys want to go get me a coffee? And we're like, yeah. So we take the money and, like, run to this restaurant, and we go in, and the Starkids are all sitting with, like, drinks and, like, sitting in a circle of tables, and we just kind of walk in like, oh, they're right there. So, like, we get up to the cash register, ask for the coffee, and then the guy who works there was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to make the coffee. It might take a few minutes. And we're like, that is totally fine. You take all the time you need. And we're just looking at each other like, oh my gosh. And I'm, like, taking these creeper pictures, like, behind picture frames, like, and I managed to, like, get this really creepy video of them. I, like, put my video camera behind a picture frame and managed to videotape them for, like, 5 seconds. So here's that video of them eating. So yeah, we get the coffee eventually, and, like, Dylan Saunders stood up to, like, go use a phone that was on the wall on the opposite side of the restaurant, and he, like, kind of looked over at us and was like, hi, and we were like, and it was amazing. And then Joe Walker got up and was like asked the people at the counter thing where the bathroom was, and they were like, oh, it's that way, and the bathrooms were, like, right, you had to walk right around us to get to the bathroom, so, like, he walked by us, he was like, hi guys, and we're like, hi Joe Walker, and it was, like, amazing. So we got back to where everyone was waiting, and we gave my mom her coffee, and, like, flipped out with all the other people there, and then, like, there's this huge Get Back to Hogwarts sing-along, and it was awesome, so here's a bit of that.
Anyone's gonna die, and it's gonna be totally awesome. I'll cast some spells with a flick of my wand. Defeat the dark arts, yeah, bring it on. And do it all with my best friend Ron, 'cause together we're totally awesome. Yeah.
anyways, Starkid was 4th. They said they were going to be 4th. I mean, they said they were going to be 1st, but they were 4th. Liars. But anyways, so they were 4th, and they were awesome, and here are some clips from their performance, and you can probably only hear me singing really loud over them, so I apologize, but here's some of that.
He thinks that we're finished. He thinks that we're done. He thinks that it's over. His battle is won. Ha! He thinks that we're finished. But we aren't through. Stop and think, my friends, what would Harry do for you?
Harry never gave up the fight. Harry stood up for what is right. And now it's our turn.
Our turn. Here I am, face to face with a situation I never thought I'd ever see. Strange how a dress could take a mess and make her nothing less than beautiful to me. It seems like my eyes have been transfigured. Something deep inside has changed. Keep it open wide, but hold that trigger.
And then so the show ends, they have the meet and greet, and like my mom had pulled me out earlier, like before Auto Tune the News, who was the last group, had finished. So I was standing, like she had apparently talked to the host guy and figured out where the meet and greet was going to be exactly. So I was like right where it was when it started. So I was literally the first person to go through the line in the meet and greet, and I had this squirt can for them to sign and all this stuff, and Brian Holden was first in line, so I go up to him and I like literally have a full conversation with him about like the show and all this stuff. He's like, hey, we were really excited to come out tonight, blah blah blah, like I really hope you had a good time, we've been really looking forward to it. And I was like, yeah, you guys were really good, and he's like signing and saying the whole time, and like I was so surprised that I could form words. It was just really nice. And so from there the can got passed to Joe. Yeah, it got passed to Joe Walker, and he was like, oh, squirt can, clever. And I was like, yeah, it took like forever to find a place that had squirt, blah blah blah. And still surprised I can form words. Passed it to Joey. Joey signed it. I said hi to Joey. Joey was adorable as always. Passed it to AJ. And AJ, I'm like, hi, I'm Kirsten. And he's like, hi, I'm AJ. And I'm like, I know. And then he's just like, and then he just like signs it and gives it back. And it was kind of funny because, I don't know, is he like not used to people knowing who he is? Because people do know who he is. So from there it got passed to Dylan Saunders, and then to Lauren, and then it got passed to Meredith Stepien. And as I said before, I did a cover of The Way I Do, and she commented on it. And like the first thing that she said to me when she saw me at the DigiTour was, oh my gosh, you're the girl who did that cover, it was so good. And I was just like, Meredith Stepien just recognized me. And then Jamie's like, what are you talking about? And then she's like, the cover, the Way I Do cover, she played on guitar, it was so good. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And I had made her a bracelet. It was like green and had her name in white and cursive. And I was like, I made you a bracelet. And she like looked so surprised and happy, and she kind of flailed around a little bit at this bracelet. She was like, oh my gosh, she made me a bracelet. And I'm like, hi, yeah. And I don't know, it was just funny. So this is what Meredith Stepien wrote on the squirt can. She said, oh my goodness, you're so amazing. I'm your biggest fan. Love, Meredith. And I read that and I died, basically, on the inside, out of happiness. So, those were my Starkid experiences, and it was magical. So, I'll put some pictures here. And if you went to DigiTour, and either in Urbana and I didn't see you, or in Kansas, please comment on this and leave your stories, because I would love to hear them. Or if you've ever met a Starkid in general. So, alright, yeah, it was awesome.
Back to witches and wizards and magical beasts, to goblins and ghosts and to magical beasts. It's all that